Being that it was the Lenten season, I was very fascinated with how color was used in ritual. And really looking at the core central myth of my faith. I appropriated Bacon's use of the room to evoke a sense of anxiety. In IHS, there is no sense of a door, and there are many disembodied flames. I was trying to call upon the experience of a candlelight vigil. Kandinsky said that red also was something that quickens the heart. So to start the triptych with this panel is to quicken the heart in the same way. I wanted the centerpiece, God the Father, to be unbearable. I wanted it to be a color that was so hard to look at, to say something true of God. I thought of it as something similar to the Moses burning bush experience, where you look at it, it's comprehensible, but this earthly thing at the same time is a bit too much to look directly at. When I was making this Barnett Newman line, this gesture of a body, it made sense to me that it would be a blue, something that would pierce through the surface and go further than this void space. And then when you put it in context to other painting, I think there can be the association with the person of the Holy Spirit being the bringer of wisdom, of path, of enlightenment. The title means, "Oh, come, Holy Spirit." But really, when we look at this, I think it is the central feeling of who's being called. And there is always that experience, a myth of somebody calling out to God, but really God is calling them, or God is already there once the question's asked.
I was thinking about the words, what's attached to them, and how to, and just communicating without words, so it doesn't carry the baggage of words along with it, and what I'm actually saying in the video is just that is that, and you are that, and that's what's coming out of my mouth, but it's being transformed into something else that's not words, just harmonic tones. And I guess I was just interested in the idea of static as something that is stillness, but something that is also in constant motion. And so I figured out how to control the static, but I wasn't really sure where I was going to take that. I just knew that it was something that I would later apply to a future idea. This one and a few others, I've kind of held something in my mind that I either wanted to be created or something that I wanted to get rid of. Well, either a riddance response or a way of manifesting something beyond the artwork. But in this case, it was just thought formations that seemed to be limiting.
My latest creation is the Reverend Brian.
I see you're sinning there. What is that you're drinking? You're destroying your body. And stuff like that. Need to exorcise the demons. And a lot of breathing. Walking around. A lot of energy. Feeling the energy. I mean, you know, of course, praying, and I mean, like, you know, this is another form of praying too, just like hands in the sky, like taking it all in. I mean, what I'm aiming for is the reaction. I mean, how are people going to react to this? And it's always, you know, sometimes it's surprising what people will do when they see a situation like this, how it creates, you know, some people that you know, might want to intervene and be like, what are you doing? Or, I mean, that hasn't happened yet, but I expect it will. And then other people will pretend like it's not happening. And then there's numerous possibilities that I don't even know what people will do. So it's just, I mean, to me, it's all just a big sociological experiment.
In my artwork, it's usually comes from regarding spiritual feelings as opposed to religious feelings, and so that's kind of always the side I approach it from. I think that there's a lot of things in just about any religion that you could pick that outside of some kind of sacred context could be deemed disgusting, but because of they've been infused with an aura of sacredness, and so somehow their texture has been beautified. But also with this piece I wanted to play with clothing that that kind of mimics colors and textures of flesh, so it's kind of amorphous where the you know, like where the skin begins and where the clothing begins. So all of these parts of the outfit are made of kombucha culture. And this is the part, the kombucha lives in a tea and sugar mixture, and this is the sort of skin that they form on top to keep all the other bacteria out so that they can live in there. And once they're dried, they take on this leathery appearance. And I think that this outfit is pretty sort of aesthetically beautiful. I don't think that it really pushes the limits of sort of ugliness in any way, but I think that once you come up close and see these textures, I think there's kind of a wondering, like, what is that?